Do you have an idea for our show, or just want to let us know what you think? Email us at jbenomo@ptd.net or visit us online at wylntv.com/OTBP. Welcome back to Off the Beaten Path, the program that showcases interesting people, places, and things all across this great state of Pennsylvania.
This is our opening of series number 5 on Off the Beaten Path. And Jeff, when I was a wee little lad growing up, I remember being at a Penn State tailgate and people just started shouting in a language that was kind of foreign to me.
Yeah.
And they were in a circle. And then I later figured out this was a game played by my ancestors and I guess my current family members called Fingers. And
Yes.
It's an Italian game. And you
My
have a good story
yes,
too.
my ancestors also. When I was a wee little lad, I had like a pitcher of beer spilled over my head during during a Fingers
Is that where
tournament.
your love of beer comes from? You were
Yes.
like baptized in it
I
when
think
you were
so.
a lad.
8.
And
About 8. They were throwing fingers at my uncle's house, and somehow I got in the way, and a pitcher of beer right over my head. But not on purpose. Not on purpose.
Here's a story all about fingers, and there is beer involved, so check it out.
Some of you may be alarmed by what is on your screen right now, but let me assure you, for others, this scene is as comforting as meatballs on a Sunday afternoon. This is the Italian game of Fingers, and if you aren't familiar with it, don't be scared. After all, for many, this is a family game.
I've been involved with Fingers pretty much since I was 10 or 11 years old. Grew up across the street from the Italian club in Claire's and saw the older groups playing there, and then what it is it gets passed on from generation to generation. So what we do is we bring in younger kids to play on our teams so that they could then learn the game and then pass it on. So it's something that just continues.
Also known as Mora, the game of Fingers can be traced back to ancient Roman times, according to morafun.com. The website also says that back in the day, the Romans used the game to solve disagreements and for trade. Plus they had a little saying, to judge a man's dignity, all you have to do is play Mora with him in darkness. That sounds deep and dangerous, depending upon just how animated your opponent is while throwing. Before you can play when the sun goes down, you first have to know how to play.
What you want to do is you match numbers. If I throw a 2 and call 7, and say he throws a 5 and calls 6, I win because 5 and 2 is 7. It's just a game of match. That's all that it really is.
There is one very important person that has been present at every Fingers game from the ancient Roman Empire to the annual Rocco Colangelo Memorial Tournament held in the Hazleton area.
And do you have any secrets or methods that you use when you get out there?
Yeah, it's called Lady Luck. There are some skilled players who are observant. They watch closely and they look for weaknesses that a player might have. But for the most part, it's luck.
I can only assume wine was involved when the ancient Romans played the game, but I can tell you with certainty that alcoholic beverages are part of this tournament that you are looking at.
You could ask me because I'm a professional and I know when to say when. They drink throughout the day, but John Seaman, who helps organize this every year, keeps a real close rein on everything. And there's never any problems, but we do drink a considerable amount of both light beverages and the alcoholic type.
If your idea of a good time is chilling in a library, a Fingers tournament may not be for you. I grew up in an Italian household, and during Sunday dinners, if you wanted to be heard, you had to talk like this! What I'm trying to say is that it's loud at Fingers tournaments.
It's awfully loud. I have 2 hearing aids. I have to turn them down. Gets loud, but after about 4 or 5 games, you kind of get used to it.
Everyone is welcome to play Fingers. Just grab your favorite beverage, your favorite people, and get ready to yell.
Coming up next on Off the Beaten Path, Chris looks at some classic cars.